Welcome to CryptoCoins, where we review the best coins for you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. Today we are taking a look at Aurum. We've got Benson with us actually to talk about it. It's the first time we've done something like this on this channel. I'm pretty excited about it. Kind of a podcasty kind of vibe to it today. But before we dive into it, just a reminder that I am not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, simply a geek here on the internet, here to bring you different forms of entertainment. Sometimes it's crypto, Web3, AI. You never know what we're going to talk about. I've done chair reviews on the channel, for goodness sake. But what I can say for certain is that you should always be doing your own due diligence, always doing your own research. But yeah, today we are going to be talking to the main man himself. So let's jump on over. Hi, Brian. How you doing today?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for coming on and talking about Aurum. We're excited to learn about it, but go ahead and give us a little bit of a backstory. Let us know about you and what's your vision is for Aurum.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, thanks for having us on the channel. Really impressed with what you're doing and excited to share what we're doing with your community. So like you mentioned, my name is Brian Benson. I'm the CEO of Aurum Foundation. And my background is traditional finance. Many years ago, I started my career at Morgan Stanley, straight out of university back in California. Worked there for a few years, became a futures trader, did some futures trading in the S&P 500 pits as well as some of the other desks. Left the bank shortly thereafter and have been in fintech most of the rest of my financial/professional career. Had a couple different things that I've done after leaving the bank. One was a startup for mortgage-backed security risk analysis. So I built a app where you could analyze the values of some of the properties behind the ETFs that were being made in the early 2000s. This was many years ago now. And then I had a small exit on that and have been working in full-time in the crypto space since 2017. Where I had an arbitrage desk, had a futures trading desk, worked on a project with a regional bank in South America and Latin America for an innovation product, working on a payment app with a blockchain called Algorand. And then got recruited by Binance to help lead the localization effort in late 2019 and worked at the Big B there for almost 3 years, left in March of 2022. And decided to go out on my own, mostly in DeFi and institutional asset space. So, yeah, that's just a real quick background of myself. Happy to introduce everyone on the channel to Aurum. Aurum is a project that's a crypto native neobank project that has a couple really exciting things built into it. Obviously a card, some other neobanking functions, and then we're really focused on yield. So bringing products that our customers can easily get into that are generating them substantial yields that they can use in their everyday life. So yeah, I don't want to dive too much into it to spoil the fun here, but that's a little bit about myself.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. It sounds like you have some experience. And I know that, people will be interested to learn that more about you. Hopefully they'll seek you out and look at even more information out after, what we discuss here today. But let's kind of talk a little bit more about Aurum, diving into the big picture. What would you say are the biggest issues with traditional banking that you think Aurum is aiming to solve and do better, especially with blockchain and AI being thrown into the mix?
Well, I think that's a great question to start with. I think banks, we all know banks, can't live with them, can't live without them. It's one of those love-hate relationships. I think we all have experienced that in our lives. But the reality is that traditional banking is slow to innovate. It's not on the cutting edge of innovation. I think that's probably one of the key things that I would draw out here. But beyond that, it's geographically limited. Most banks have a focus area where they're able to operate, and then there's other areas where they're not able to operate. And often they're built on old infrastructure, outdated, opaque kind of things that our parents and grandparents were used to. But in this generation, we may not be the best technology out there. So I think this is something that we've seen all around, excessive KYC, high fees, limited global tools that people can really use in their everyday lives. So I think, at the same time, most fintech solutions also remain centralized, and they really solve for convenience, but not for ownership or transparency. And so that's what we've tried to focus on here at Aurum, is building from the ground up to address some of these pain points. And we found that by combining blockchain transparency with AI-powered financial tools, we're able to create a borderless banking experience that's automated, accessible, aligned with our users' interests. So, I know this is a lot of canned soup jargon here, but at the end of the day, users can trade, can save, and can spend globally. No monthly fees, no intermediaries, full visibility of the operating system where their money is kept. And this is really the level of accessibility and openness that just simply isn't possible with traditional financial institutions. And we're aiming to change that here at Aurum.
Right, and that's traditionally what people want from their bank, and then are constantly running into brick walls, it feels like, around every corner. And that's, the introduction of blockchain really started opening a lot of doors for a lot of different companies, and like, hey, maybe there's a different way to do this. So it's awesome to see you guys taking that leap. But in that same vein, while people may not entirely love banks, can't live with them, can't live without them, and don't really want to trust them, they're also still a little bit unsure about crypto. And it's easy to see there's a lot of volatility out there. There's a lot of unsureness around just the maybe not the limitations, because I think the sky's the limit, and a lot of people acknowledge that, but there's definitely obvious concerns, a lot of scams out there and stuff of that nature. So how is Aurum working to make things safer, simpler, and more human experience, especially for people who aren't really deeply into technology?
Well, that, I think the number one word there is trust. And when you start the question with people don't trust banks, well, how do we get them to trust us or crypto or a new technology? Well, the first thing is we earn it, right? Trust is not given, and we can't expect us to snap our fingers and have everyone in the world trust us. We earn it one user at a time. And this is done through transparency, through simplicity of our app and of our product, and through the ability to actually use it in the real world, right? There's a lot of solutions out there that are, solutions in search of a problem, and we really are the other way around. We're focused on solving some of the problems that people have with the solutions that we have. So we're literally building a system where users can stay in full control of their funds. There's no hidden fees, there's no gatekeepers. And what we've really designed the platform is to feel very familiar and intuitive, like another app that you would use. Something that's very easy to just push a few buttons and get done what you want to get done. So whether someone's using our Telegram interface or the upcoming mobile app that we'll be announcing on this call, there's no technical background required. You don't have to be a PhD in MetaMask. You don't have to, have your wallets in order to be able to use our app. If you don't have wallets, we're able to give you wallets on the fly, and you can use it easily. So this is how we're planning on continuing to solve real world problems, not just I think impress crypto insiders. I think a lot of projects are really focused on, hey, let's give a few of these whales and these crypto dudes, something that they can use. Well, we're focused on we're focused on, they can use it if they want, but that's not our go-to customer here. We're really focused on clear logic, accessible design, and user-friendly infrastructure. And all this, we want to make sure that it's backed by real, legally registered entities in global financial hubs. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. But again, trust is earned. And I think that's the most important thing that I'll stick on this point is we're trying to do that one user at a time, one product at a time. And we're only as good as the last person that used our product. And if they trusted us and liked it and will continue to use it, that's a sign that we're doing something right. So.
And then you get that word of mouth and other people start piling on. So yeah, absolutely. Building that trust is integral. And but another big factor is just appeal, right? And I've said it many times on this channel that I think crypto cards are going to be part of the future more and more. So can you walk us through how the Aurum crypto card actually works? Who can get one? What networks does it use? What makes it stand out from other crypto cards out there? But yeah, just overall, tell us about the crypto card and like what it's really bringing to the table.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you mentioned it yourself, but the crypto card is sort of like I don't, sometimes I say this and it's taken the wrong way, but it's sort of like the gateway drug, right? Like people are used to swiping a card or having it in their Apple Pay or the Google Pay or the Samsung Pay and paying for things, a coffee, gas, whatever it is that may come up in life. So the Aurum card is very much that, but it's really a stickiness tool to keep people inside of our ecosystem. So it's a physical card, but it's also a virtual card that allows to be spend the digital assets in the real world at an instantaneous manner. And right now it's available globally. We support both Apple Pay and Google Pay. It requires no KYC, no credit check. Anyone can get one through our Telegram-based Neobank. And like I said, soon we'll have a mobile native app where people can download this from the App Store and get the card right inside there. The card, we have 4 different levels of the card. The top level is called the Aurum Infinity card. And this has a one-time fee of $249 for the card. But we're giving a lot of really good benefits there. And what makes us different is the integration that we have. So unlike most crypto cards that only function as payment tools, the Aurum card is directly connected to your wallet, to your trading bots, and to your ecosystem bonuses. So anything that is inside of our ecosystem, whether that be commissions, whether that be bonuses, whether that be profits from the trading that you're doing, it's all immediately available right on the card. So this is easy for people to track it in real time, have it all in the same ecosystem, and manage everything from the same interface. So I think it's not a card for speculators. It's a card for everyday usage, powered by the financial engine that is behind the scenes, which is the Aurum sort of ecosystem, if you will. So I think when we talk about networks that it's on, we see the grand majority of our people are topping up the cards with USDT on Tron or on Binance BEP20. So, but we also have available USDC, and we have several other options available in there. So yeah, I think it's more than just a simple card. It's really I like to think of it as a stickiness tool. If people are happy with the card, if they're using it every day, and they have some of their money saved away in the app in some of our other products, it's a really easy way to just live your life without stress, without hassle, and the money's available when you need it to be. And if not, it's earning yield in some of the other products. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card, and we're excited to get it out there and get as many people using it as possible in the next couple of weeks and months.
Yeah, so it definitely seems like more than just a spending tool. Then you're plugging this into something bigger. You're earning rewards from it. You're aiming to grow your money utilizing it, and even just linking it to profits from AI tools. Like just it seems like there's a lot more going on than it's just a card.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's way more than just a spending card. Spending cards are a dime a dozen, and I think we're really differentiating and a full step ahead because it's a gateway into the next generation financial system. So what we've built is a way for people to continuously earn yield on their savings and then have those yields be immediately available on the card. So the card is definitely designed not as a standalone product, but as the core of our ecosystem. So it's a little bit broader than that, where every user action can create financial value, and it can create real value for them in the way of everyday tools that can be used. So what we see here is it's connecting to the digital assets. Like you said, it's connecting to the AI-driven strategies. But we also have a lot of other really cool things coming on board. So we're about to unlock buy now, pay later, which is a pretty exciting thing that gives people flexible payment options. We're working on a balance-based reward system, so people can, kind of like airline miles or something of that nature, where people can really be incentivized to use the card, and then just other smart financial tools. So I guess, in summary, the card is evolving into a personal financial hub. We want this to be sort of the glue that sticks everyone together in the Aurum ecosystem. And it's allowing people to do more than just spend. It's allowing them to earn, to grow, and to participate in a truly borderless future. I think what crypto is really designed to be. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting product, and we're really happy to be bringing it to the market.
Yeah, it sounds pretty amazing. It sounds like you guys got some really big plans for it. It's going to be exciting to see what happens with it. But back to just crypto cards in general, do you think crypto cards like this are eventually going to become the norm for everyday spending? Like, obviously we're still a little bit off from that, but that kind of mainstream adoption. But do you think this is going to be the way going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you take a look at the numbers of just cards in general, you have an Aurum Neobank app in your phone. And with the integration of this Visa card, you now have 80 million places around the world where you can spend this seamlessly. So we're pretty sure that, in the short term here, we're seeing immense growth, not only in crypto cards, but just in card business in general. It's going a lot more digital than it is anything else, cash or any other types of ways. So cards in general are growing, but crypto cards themselves are growing exponentially. And so we're very confident that it's going to be the off-ramping. Now, it may not be the end goal, the end all be all. Maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, you can, tap it and pay directly with crypto without having to go through the Visa or the MasterCard network. I think that is coming, but I think this is a logical sort of pathway to get there. And I think everyone that has a credit card today will one day have a credit card in the next 5 years or less, I would say, that somehow is connected to crypto so that they could have USDT there, they could have USDC, they could have Bitcoin and possibly spend that and have an array of different options for that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's the sort of the holy grail right now for cutting edge crypto companies, but I think it's going to be the standard if it isn't already. And then how we're going to differentiate is by the types of products and services that the card is attached to, so that you can do a plethora of different things with the card and not just have it be attached to one balance in your bank, but have it be attached to your savings, to your spending account, to your real estate investments, to your other tokenized assets that may be in the platform. I think it's going to be really exciting to see where this evolution takes in a very, very short amount of time. So yeah, I think that the cards are definitely the way we see the industry going now, but I don't know if it'll be forever. I think there'll be a saturation point where people will say, hey, why pay this percentage to the MasterCard or the Visa network when we can go direct peer-to-peer, sort of the idea of what crypto was originally meant for. But we're not there yet because there's not enough places that have their own POSs
not
that
enough
can directly
infrastructure there yet.
Exactly. So but it's coming. I mean, I think if you take a look at what Binance Pay is doing, they're on a mission right now to get as many POSs out there that can take directly with a QR code and things like that. So but today the crypto card is by far the easiest and most secure way to spend your digital assets, whether that be your profits or your capital. So yeah,
extremely
I think
accessible too.
Yeah, it's super easy too, and especially with the digital only one, you literally don't have to wait for anything in the mail. You just push a few buttons and you have it right there inside your phone, and then you hit add to Apple Pay or Google Pay, and then you're tapping in a jiffy. So I think it's an amazing product.
Yeah, and moving a little bit on from that, I've seen mention of Aurum being a Web3 unicorn. What does that journey look like? Is there any specific milestones or goals that you're chasing in order to make that more of a reality?
Yeah, I mean, we're chasing becoming a unicorn, right? So in order to become a unicorn, you have to, I guess, be a $1 billion company is what the valuation is at, and we've raised funds at over $100 million valuation now. So we're on our way there. But the way that we look at it is, yeah, we're growing, and we'll get there eventually. It's just we're trying to do it in a really short period of time. But I think the way that I think about that is twofold. One is the technology that we're building, this fintech technology, is something that everyone in the world is craving right now, and everyone is wanting to try. So it's a matter of getting enough people to put in enough funds and to work with us on our flagship products to where we're able to grow. And the metric that we're using, I use internally, is we're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people turn into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. that turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. Yeah. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance. When I started at Binance, crypto was still thought of in many circles as a scam. Bitcoin wasn't as institutionalized as it is today. There weren't ETFs on the open market as there are today. And I think if you look at from 2017 when Binance started to today, crypto has really come a long way. And there's a lot fewer people that think it's a full out scam, right? Like there's some people that have been scammed by it, but this is the nature of the beast. And I think the same thing, I guess, extrapolating over is happening with AI finance. A lot of people think, oh, there's a million bots out there, and these people take your money and disappear with your money, and it's how are we going to make sense of this? But I think that the baby is oftentimes being thrown out with the bathwater as it relates to that. And I think there's an amazing amount of technology that AI and machine learning have been used in Wall Street for dozens of years now. And to be able to bring this technology in a very simply packaged way to everyday people that need it, more than institutional investors and hedge funds and private equity firms, is a really exciting thing for us at Aurum and for me personally to be able to do, because there's a real need for this out in the world. And if we can get over the hump of proving to people that it's not a scam, that we have quality products and services that are attached to everyday ways to use those, that's really what we're focused on doing. So I think the early days of crypto and the early days of AI finance are very, very similar, maybe about 7 to 8 years separated, but I see a lot of the exact same sort of battles happening where we have to really run a really smart business, a really tight ship, to be able to show people this is how our products work, this is why they work, this is why you should use them and take a chance on them. So I think from all aspects, from where we sit, it's an exciting time, but it's also a challenging time because of this sort of new rise of the industry. So.
And it takes a lot of effort to become a unicorn like that. That's a lot of money. So what in your eyes makes any project, let alone yours, worthy of hitting that, right? How does it gain that swell and reach that momentum? And then what do you think Aurum is doing right and checking boxes correctly in order to make sure that it reaches that long-term goal? Like what ducks do you have lined up, and how are you knocking them out of the park?
Well, there's a couple answers to that question, and what stands out in my mind when I think about that is the different products that we've already been successful in launching. So we've already launched several different types of bots. We call our AI bots. We've launched our Neobank, we've launched our global crypto cards, and we're very close to launching a centralized exchange, so a crypto exchange. And what makes a project truly stand out in 2025 is simplicity and synergy of the community. I think those are two things that the market is craving right now. So something that non-crypto people can easily pick up and use, and then the ability to grow your community in a meaningful way. And that's something that we are integrating trading, we're integrating payments, we're integrating yield, and we're onboarding everyone into this in one specific system. So we're really focused on not compromising on security, not compromising on usability, and we feel like this formula is going to be the formula for the next generation of fintech and of DeFi. And so that's exactly what we're doing at Aurum. We're combining the flexibility of Web3 with the polish and reliability of a Web 2 app, of a Web 2 bank. And it's a blend that really is making us stand out. So I think, from the standpoint of what it is that makes us different, well, we've already been successful in a short period of time in launching some of these products, and we're not stopping anytime soon. We're working very hard on getting the rest of the products out in the balance of this year, so that we can really eat up a bunch of market share.
Cool. Yeah, it seems like you have, you're building an entire ecosystem, really, from the AI bots, the Neobank, all the different things you're trying to bring. It seems like in 2025 you're really aiming to stand out, and I'm interested to see what all happens. But so whenever you see a project like Aurum, and it's got real world utility, community backing, it's able to go, you're wanting it to go toe to toe with these other fintech heavyweights that are out there into six, but you're doing this in the Web3 space. So how are you really planning to, I guess, get up to that level?
Well, that's a great question, and I think our strategy from the get-go sets us apart. So we're not looking to compete with those companies. Obviously, there's going to be users on both sides that go there, go here, but we're really looking to lead in our own category. So what do I mean by that? Revolut and N26 and some of the other ones, Monzo and Nubank in Latin America, revolutionized digital banking in Web 2. And this is something that they did by creating a business that doesn't require brick and mortar stores. So I have a bank, but I can't go, to the corner and talk to someone if something goes wrong. It's all done through the app, through telecommunications. And it's that blend of those two products that really makes us stand out. And I think that's really where our power is. Now, can we go toe to toe with these guys? Of course we can. Will it be an easy battle? No, I don't think it will be, because what we see is there's a lot of cross-pollination happening right now. If you look at what Robinhood did last week, they announced that they're going to be having stock token offerings and digitized tokenized assets of equities inside of their platform. And I think you're going to start to see a lot more blurring of the lines. But I think that Aurum has a real leg up, because we're doing this since the beginning, from Web3, bringing Web3 products to Web2 people, not bringing Web2 people over to Web3 products. And I think it's that juxtaposition that's really gonna
give you a leg up on the competition.
Yeah, I think it will, because we're looking at it from a different angle. We have crypto native products that we've launched with. We're not bringing non-crypto people over to crypto products. And so I think that's part of our secret sauce.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to look at it. You're building from the ground up with the intention of you're building in the Web3 space, starting on the ground, like building your way up, and people are coming along with you as where they're trying to use money. let's put it that way. They're trying to use money to incentivize, hey, come over here. We already have a lot of money. We're going to flaunt it and try and just make it work. There's a lot of money over here that's untapped that we want to tap into, and so we're just going to try and lure people over here, as where, like you said, you're building yours from the ground up and really creating something that people can dive into with you and help build up from the bottom. I think people will respect that more, honestly. But with all this being said, Web3, there's always a ton of noise, so trying to cut through it the best you can. Let's go over again what's live right now with Aurum, and what you think the next biggest thing coming down the pipeline is going to be.
Yeah, well, I've already hinted at both of those, but let me dive into what we have today. And unlike many Web3 projects that are in beta or concept phase for years and years and years, we've decided to do it differently. We've decided to launch fast our products, and we've already delivered 5 functional products. So the products are the EX AI bot, which is our number one trading bot. We have a second one that's called the EX AI Pro bot that has a little bit more flexibility and a little bit lower return on a historical basis. Then we have the Zeus AI bot, and the Aurum flash loan bot, which are two separate types of bots. One is an arbitrage bot. One is a bot that allows you to trade more assets, so Pepe and Doge and different assets of that nature. And then last but not least is our Neobank. So this is our fully integrated Telegram-based ecosystem that I've mentioned to you. And just by way of giving you some metrics, we've already processed over $22 million in trading volume in the last several months. So from Q4 last year until today, pretty good numbers for us. We've executed over $10 million worth of AI arbitrage trades. So this is using our Aurum flash loan bot, which is a fully decentralized product. And then we've grown to more than 7,500 users, getting close to 8,000 users from 50 different countries. So that's what we have today. We're really proud of the growth. It's been very fast and furious, but we're just getting started now. When we talk about what the next step is, I think there's really two super exciting parts of it that we're just dying to launch. The first one is the mobile native apps. So right now, Telegram is the only way to access our Neobank. And by the end of August, probably maybe the first week of September, we'll unlock a full-featured mobile banking experience that goes beyond Telegram. So you don't have to have Telegram in order to use our banking app. And this will really give users
excited about that.
Yeah, I'm super excited because Telegram is great for us, nerds in the space, and we think it's super safe and great. But for someone like, my aunt or my mother, someone to get on Telegram and have their finances,
just use this app, this bot. All you got to no,
it's tricky, so you're trying to get people to download it like their banking app, like an Uber, like an Airbnb, like a whatever. So that's a really exciting thing. And again, watch this space. It should be the last week of August, the first week of September, where those will be fully available. And we're already doing some beta testing, so they're looking really good. And then the second thing I think that we have to mention here, because I come from an exchange background, is we've been working really hard on launching our Aurum exchange. So it's a centralized exchange. It'll launch sometime this fall, probably a month or two after the Neobank app launches. And this will complete our ecosystem infrastructure by powering internal liquidity and high performance trading. So we won't have to rely on our bots using third-party exchanges, Binance, OKX, KuCoin, Kraken, these kinds of things. We'll be able to run some of the trades through our own bot. And so this is something that we really are focused on, not giving promises, especially distant promises and far-fetched sort of pie in the sky. We're really focused on a fast-moving fintech that the engine is already delivering, and we're really looking at the next layer to be able to scale and to get to 10,000 users, then 50,000 users, then 100,000 users on our card and on some of our other products. So those are really the two things that I wanted to highlight in this space that you've given me to talk about. It is the app is going to be huge for us, and the exchange is going to bring just a whole nother level. So that right now, for example, if you have Bitcoin or Solana and you want to come into the ecosystem, you got to go trade it somewhere else, get it into USDT, then send it over to our app. With the exchange, this will all go away, and it'll be one more way that we can keep people sticky inside of our ecosystem and give them the best products and services, so that they really don't even want to go anywhere else because they're so happy with what they got inside of Aurum. So
absolutely, like both the ease of use that would come from that, and both from the application itself, bringing in users that aren't as deeply integrated into the system as we are. Then also on the other side of that, the bringing your own exchange is going to just be huge. People, like you said, not having to jump back and forth between different things. I mean, we're finicky, right? Like, it's very easy for us to be like, well, why even use it? If I could just go over here and use this, or so you might lose people just through sheer I don't want to call it laziness, but but just sheer unwillingness to take that extra step. And people that can get integrated easier might just be like, okay, let's go, let's check it out, let's see if it's worth the hype. And once they're in, like you said, super sticky, they stick around. So But yeah, that's all I really had to ask from you today. It's been a pleasure. I do have one other question before you go. What's your favorite fast food?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I like burgers a lot. I'm like a big burger guy. So like there's a lot of different levels of burgers that you could go.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you got your McDonald's, you got your Five
McDonald's
Guys,
is like your bologna
Shake Shack.
sandwich of burgers.
Exactly.
Is how I view it.
So-
Sometimes it hits, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a burger, you know.
No. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Like my favorite fast food is a burger, and depending on like how much I want to spend on the burger and how crazy I want the burger to be, and
So
how,
your answer is I've got levels. I've got levels.
There's levels here for me. I maybe I'm giving away too much of my personal life here, but yeah, I really enjoy the different types of burgers that you can get out there, and I think this whole gourmet to fast food sort of thing is a really fascinating way to look at it. You can see this a little bit with pizza, you can see this a little bit with chicken, and like the canes and the chicken strips and sandwiches and this stuff. But yeah, I think for me the burger is just the go-to thing for fast food. It's simple, it's enjoyable, it's delicious, and some people can F it up, but usually you can get one of those down, no matter where you go.
Man,
So yeah,
I love
burger.
going to an old just a truck stop diner with the older lady in the back smoking a cigarette as she's making the coffin. That's going to be the greasiest, tastiest big burger that you've had in a while. Bacon and cheese. Oh man, now I'm hungry. Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Likewise.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Well, since we're here, and I'm not a huge fan of your channel until I've been on it today, and I will be following it now. But what's your favorite fast food? I'm just curious to hear your answer. I haven't heard you much.
So for me, man, I'm a sucker for Taco Bell, even though I shouldn't be. It's like my favorite cheap, abysmal food that I go for. But man, what's my favorite? Probably Wendy's. Wendy's does me pretty well. I love their spicy chicken sandwich, and even when I'm dieting, I can go there and get like a spicy chicken, which is a little higher in calories, but for the side I get the chili. And I know you're not supposed to talk about how the chili's made, but I don't care. I really enjoy it. Probably Wendy's. Wendy's is probably mine.
Well, you had me at the Square Burger, so I'm on board with you there.
Is there anything else you want to plug here before we go?
No, man. I want to thank you guys for the time and for the audience here. It's amazing to be able to speak on a channel of this magnitude and to humbly share our story and what we're building, and love for people to check it out. But yeah, more than anything, just thankful for the space. So appreciate it.
Well, again, we've been talking with Brian Benson, and that's all we got for this one. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks.